matchup early on, and kind of your thoughts early on Carolina. I mean, this is obviously a marquee matchup that everybody's going to be talking about the next couple of days.
I would just say it's a big time matchup. Two good programs, two championship type programs going at it, and it's gonna be fun. I feel like gonna be great energy in the arena, and I feel like we're gonna bring energy too, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, it's just a blessing to be here. I'm trying to just live in the moment. Obviously, I never played in probably a game this big or environment this big, so I definitely just want to enjoy every moment of it. But I know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be competitive. It's gonna be high level. So we're really excited.
Rylan, you had the experience of playing against Alabama. Playing when you were at Alabama against UNC not that long ago. Just what do you remember from that and the talent they have?
I remember we beat them first, but I remember that they were very, very talented. I feel like they were a 1 seed for a reason last year. They had All-American big, All-American guard, and they play really fast. That's still something that I see that they're doing again this year. And this year they got a little bit smaller. They're not as big as they were last year, but they're even more faster this year. So we got to get up. And they got 3 guards that can really go do a lot of things on the court. So that's going to be a big challenge too. But I feel like we should live up to those challenges and play very, very well against them.
David, just curious, you just mentioned it. What do you think the biggest game you have played in is?
Arena-wise, you mean?
Opponents, probably. Yeah. Like
probably
high profile type game.
Marquette.
Okay.
I had a concussion. Came back from concussion protocol, and that was the first live play I had for real.
What was that?
It was at Marquette.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. That was obviously high level talent. Tyler Coit, great guard,
Right.
great coach. It was a different scene. So and they were really good last year. They also played very fast.
You just mentioned, and you've said this before, just, happy to be here, the crowds, the
Yeah.
environment, this matchup. Do you ever find yourself kind of looking around and saying, wow?
Every day.
Do you?
Yeah, every day I wake up, I can't believe my life. So I try to appreciate every moment and just put it all out there for the team, for my family, my friends watching. So
What's the balance there from being too wow to getting back down to earth and locking in and all that? How do you manage that balance?
just remembering where I come from and who I do this for. You know what I mean? A lot of people in my position that have been my position that I grew up with, not here today. Some dead, some in jail, some can't be here somewhere good enough, some just didn't have the right opportunity. So remembering why you're doing this is always something that keep you grounded. And no moment's ever too big just because of the people I'm doing it for is bigger than the moment I'm in. You feel what I'm saying? So.
This is for both of you. Kansas does a great job protecting its home court. Huge matchup here. How much pressure, or I guess emphasis, are they putting on you guys to, come back? Because North Carolina, the one other time they played here, they won. So are they stressing that, like, hey, we gotta win?
Nah, I feel like home games, they expect us to win, so it's no pressure. They expect us to come out and win. So I think I seen something in the locker room. He's 320 and 18 at home. So that just speaks for itself on what we should be doing at home. We should be taking care of business.
Yeah, I feel like Coach Self a different type of coach. So every day feel like a UNC game. The intensity, of how the standard he holds us to, but also the vets and where we trying to be and what we hold each other to. It feel like every game is very important, high level. So it's stress more game one than the other, even though we know it's bigger, name wise, but we gotta approach it the same way every day.
Yeah,
so,
these are games you don't lose when you come here. These are top games.
And does it feel, special seeing these campers out here, especially, a game like this? I'm sure they've been out all week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I never seen that.
I never seen that in my life.
I thought they were students trying to do something I heard they was camping, and I'm like, we don't play till Friday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When did they start? When did they start camping?
Next morning, 6 a.m.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the
I
fans for
was
sure.
asleep at that time.
Hey, David, when you get the ball on the perimeter, it doesn't seem like you do a lot of thinking or a lot of hesitation. It just seems like you're ready for the moment. Is that a fair statement? And what is it about you that allows you to be that type of player?
I think that's a fair statement. I think just a lot of hours you put in. You know, you feel comfortable in the moment, but also understanding like my role change. Understanding I had the ball 24/7 last year, making the plays, scoring all the points, really living and dying by me and my playmaking. But understanding that now, I'm playing with the best talent I ever played with. I play with a top point guard, top guards, shooters, like different type of high levels. So understanding that that's gonna have to be my role. I'm gonna have to defend very hard, play make as well, but I gotta be ready to shoot. I gotta knock down a shot. Like so, knowing that, and then that's how you prepare during the week. And obviously, when you put your own hours in the gym, and you know, like, all right, this is where it's gonna come. These are where my shots gonna come from. So in the game, I feel comfortable. So I'm not. I don't want to ever feel like out of sort. Like, oh, I didn't know I was gonna get this shot. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay ready.
And Rylan, obviously everybody knows about Hunter. KJ and Floor's been really good early on. Perimeter-wise tomorrow, or Friday, how important is it for you guys to make an impact on a game where every position could be critical?
It's gonna start with us on the defensive end because that's where most of their team. That's where they get their points most of the time from their guards. So I know like Diggy's an elite defender, Zeke's a good defender. I feel like I can defend, and AJ's a good defender. Juan's been a defensive player of the year, I think nationally. So we have the ability to stop their guards. It's just a matter of if we do it or not. And I think we take their guards out, we have a really, really good chance of winning the game because I feel like that's where they get most of their points from, the guards.
You guys talking?
I'll get you a mic.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead, Trace.
Just looking at the UNC guards, what makes them so difficult to play against? Do you feel like with all the different guards you guys have, it's kind of good preparation for that?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like RJ Davis is an elite scorer. He can score from all three levels. Elliot Cadeau is a great passer. It looked like he has worked on his three ball. That was something at Alabama that we wanted him to do, shoot. So, but looks like he's worked on it. He's learned from that game. So, no dare shots for him either, really. And then Seth Trimble was the same way. We gave them both dare shots last year, and I think they both took that personal and went to work on their shot, and now they're shooting great. So, just make sure they don't really get going. If they see one go in, they might make a couple more. So just make sure that they don't get comfortable out there and impact the game at a very, very high level like they always do.
Thanks. Time for a couple more.
You guys kind of touched on it, but when you were being recruited, how was all this described to you when you hadn't really seen it yet? The program, the aura, everything.
I probably, just because of my situation, I really wasn't recruited.
Right.
Like, it was a situation I was just trying to come play. And I think Coach Self told me that obviously it's going to be different than I ever seen. Like, there's going to be something else that I never could expect. And I think the level of winning, I think that was the main message. Like, just being a 20-win team here is not enough. Like, and every other program, that's like a great accomplishment. That's like a great year, but for here at Kansas, that's not enough. So I think that was the biggest thing where I was like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have an idea of like how it was gonna be. I just know that they told me, don't even think about what you think it's gonna be because it's gonna be way more. So I just was like, all right.
Yeah, for me, they told me like the same thing, but I knew we had like this matchup. I knew we had Duke, and I knew we had Michigan State, and all that, and of course all the Big 12 games. So that was a big reason why I came here. I wanted to play against a bunch of those teams, night in and night out, and compete against the best and with the best. So that was really just a pitch to me.
David?
David, if it was possible to fly under the radar coming to Kansas, perhaps you did, and now you've blown up in about 2 weeks. Do you feel that, that you're the topic of conversation and what you've been able to bring to this team, and now the opportunity to blow up on the big stage on Friday, and you seem to be a confident young man. are you ready to take that on and continue with the progress you've made?
Yeah, I think I'm very blessed, but I'm also understanding that I'm blowing up right now, obviously because of I wasn't recruited heavily coming throughout my life and in my situation, but I also understand that it's not about me. So just providing the most that I can to help us win is going to be most important. But I think I'm definitely appreciative that people are giving me credit. It's, you know, you like getting your flowers, you like people noticing you. So I think that feels great, but if we could just get this win, I'll feel way better, for sure.
And the fact that you weren't highly recruited, is that a motivator in itself that maybe gets you up in the morning and wants you to prove some people that maybe did overlook you wrong and take that to the next level?
I would say it's definitely something that wakes you up. I mean, I feel like once you're doubted heavily, like your whole life, or you just, you know, under recruited, you kind of sway away from like trying to prove you wrong and more so proving yourself right. Like making a statement, like you want to make a statement when you get on every court. You want to play hard, but also understanding that this is not gonna last forever. So we gotta put everything we got into it. This is my last year, junior, so he ain't gonna have too many more of these and too many more of these moments, matchups, especially with great fans at KU, the great people surrounding the program. So it's like the little job that I do have to go hard, I feel like I should do that without question, just because it's so much that people put into this, you know what I'm saying? So I think our job is the easy part. We just gotta play hard and put our hearts out there for 40 minutes. That's all people wanna see, so I don't think it's a big ask, but I think that's on my mind every day for sure.
All right, fellas, thank you so much.
Thanks, fellas.